detox, declutter, because kunengi man in your mind, and also you're able to detach. Sifundise ukuyenza izinto ezinzima ukuze impilo ibe lula.
Have lunch with Muzi on the Midday Hangouts, weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m.
13 minutes after 8, right here on Hope Alive Breakfast on Hope Alive Radio, shaping minds for a better future. Shay coming through with Never Discouraged, and I hope you are never discouraged. In fact, that song is ushering us nicely into our segment in this third and final hour that's called The Focus. But right before Hle, I gave you Ndikokele by Jub Jub featuring various artists. You know who, right? You know Dr. Rebecca Malope is on that song. Lindo the vocalist, Nati, Black Diamond, Benjamin Dube, Lebo Sokhobela, Judith Subuma. Did I leave anybody out? We've got everybody, yes? And of course, it is time for us to get into a very important discussion. Now, staying with the spirit of celebrating young people, we are going to be looking at the amazing work that has been done by Mail and Guardian over the years. So the Mail and Guardian 200 Young South Africans 2024 list is out. Maybe you have a friend. Hey, you have a friend that you saw in the paper this Sunday and we were wondering how. Chomi, how did you make it there? What's going on? We are going to delve a little deeper into that conversation with the head of marketing and communications at Mail and Guardian, Innocentia Kunene, who now joins us on the line. Good morning, Innocentia, and welcome to the show.
Morning. Thank you so much for inviting me, and hello to your listeners as well.
So let's get straight into it. The Mail and Guardian 200 Young South Africans for 2024 were announced this past weekend. Your reaction to the 200 Young South Africans that were chosen this year? I know it's a lot to ask, but your reaction to that?
I think every year is very exciting. So I think the list is embargoed. So the winners, when the finalists, we call them finalists when they come to, where they're invited to the dinner. So we invite some of the people that have made it to the list and some that haven't really made it.
Okay.
So they don't really know on the night when they arrived. And when we make the announcement, it's just really exhilarating just to see, young people being recognized for the work that they've done. And we really pride ourselves as a publication to have, sustained this project for so long, for the past 19 years. Yeah.
Sure, and it's really phenomenal because it also fell on the same weekend that South African artists that were nominated in the BET Awards went, and we had Makazi and Tyler just flying the South African flag high, which then speaks to the impact of the work that young people in South Africa continue to do. Just take us through the decision of the Mail and Guardian to keep this project alive for so long.
I think for us as a news platform, we really just wanted to recognize and award and celebrate young people. As you said, South Africa has got really talented and great minds.
Yeah.
And and it's beautiful that we're really being recognized internationally. But we also wanted to showcase in South Africa as well, using our voice and our platform, because we've got a really powerful voice as the Mail and Guardian. And for us to sustain this project, it's a pride. It's really our pride and joy to make sure that we still maintain this. Even during COVID, we still maintained it by doing virtual events, but we still carried the work, because I think for us it's really, really important, despite, the adversities and the challenges that is being faced in the country, to highlight, a beautiful work that young people are doing in this country.
It is 17 minutes after 8, right here on Hope Alive Breakfast. And of course, you are tuned into The Focus, a segment dedicated to shining a very special spotlight on various things that are happening in the country. And this morning, we are celebrating the 200 young South Africans that have made it, courtesy of Mail and Guardian. And joining us on the line is the head of marketing and communications at the Mail and Guardian, Innocentia Kunene. We are going to take a breather. When we come back, more of the conversation. And of course, if you know a friend or you are somebody that won, do send us a voice note, 0671531089 at Hope Alive _radio on X. And of course, on Facebook, we are Hope Alive radio station.
Do you want to take your business to the next level? Advertise on Hope Alive Radio and reach customers around the world. Call us on 011-976-0600 or visit our website at www.hopealiveradio.co.za. Alternatively, you could email info@hopealiveradio.co.za for more information. Act now and get more clientele.
Have you heard? Sibahle is back with another exciting event. Come closer. The Impactful Women Summit is finally happening on the 10th of August 2024 at the Fortress venue. Speaker lineup, phenomenal. The host, amazing. The tickets available from 680 until the 30th of June 2024. Contact 073-949-3618 to get your tickets. See you in the shades of latte.
This is Hope Alive Radio, shaping minds for a better future.
It is 20 minutes after 8 right here on Hope Alive Breakfast on Hope Alive Radio, shaping minds for a better future. Innocentia, thank you so much for staying with us on the line. Let's talk about the longevity plan for this project, the 200 young South Africans, right? What other initiatives do you have perhaps in the pipeline to make sure that those that are awarded, those that are given the recognition, then somehow continue to do the work? Is there some kind of network that you have with them? What else? What's the longevity plan? That's my question.
Thanks. So we actually do have a longevity plan for, we call them our alumni. This actually, so 200 Young has been running for the past 19 years. And this year, we actually did a youth summit.
Yes.
We started our first ever youth summit that culminated into the awards in the evening. So it was a youth summit. And I must say, for our very first youth summit, it was absolutely phenomenal. So what we did was we invited about 450 youth. It was free of charge to actually attend the conference. And we used some of our alumni to actually be panelists on different sessions that we had. So we had about 9 sessions, running from financial services, film and media, entrepreneurship, health and wellness, civil society, education, and tech and innovation. So we had these breakaway sessions where different people could go to different breakaway sessions, and we had panelists with topics that they were discussing and unpacking. And it was so moving and phenomenal because ultimately what we wanted to do is we wanted young people to go into those sessions to see the 200 young South Africans that have been, part of this journey as to also impart knowledge, give information, and exchange ideas in terms of, how do we build this country? What are the job opportunities there in the country? Access to market, access to funding. And we also invited, our amazing sponsors that actually were part of these sessions. They were sponsoring these sessions.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And we really, most people left there, feeling wholesome, feeling hopeful about the future of this country. And that's ultimately what we wanted to do. But I mean, Slu, there's many other, opportunities that we exposed our 200 young alumni on. Mail and Guardian is a publication that's been around for, almost 4 decades. And, we've got amazing projects. We've got amazing clients. We invite some of these young people to, some of the clients will actually tap into them. They'll ask us that, look, we're looking for young people that are in mining, for instance, and we tap into that database, whether it be a project, whether it being actually, job or funding. So we actually tap into this database of young people that we have, recognized over the past 19 years. So it is, an amazing project to be a part of. But not only that, just to have that recognition on your CV,
Absolutely.
it opens up so many doors. Yeah.
Innocentia, even beyond your CV, the way the biographies switch up once that recognition has been received, it's mind-blowing, I tell you. Because you go there, you can see traveler, lover of life, 200. Yeah, made it to the 200 young South Africans. So it's always amazing to see what that does for the morale of young people, especially in a country like ours where opportunities have somehow become so scarce, or access to opportunities has become rather difficult. It is 23 minutes after 8 right here on Hope Alive Breakfast. If you've just joined in, you are right on time for our conversation on The Focus with the head of marketing and communications at the Mail and Guardian. And no, she's not sending anyone free copies of today's paper. So please, that's not what this is about. We are celebrating 200 young South Africans that have been, listed this past weekend. And, Innocentia, you speak about the youth summit that you had. I also saw that you had media personality Bonang Mateba. And one thing that a lot of young people in the country struggle with is access to the right mentorship. Where, yes, I know where I want to go, but I just don't have anyone. I don't see anyone close to me that has been on that journey. Speak to us about that mentorship element that you as a team have been intentional about with this project.
For us, really inviting Bonang, and it wasn't necessarily about just her as a media personality. It was for us to be able to showcase her business journey. She is a media personality, and a lot of young people actually aspire to be but she is such a phenomenal, woman that actually shaped the entrepreneur journey for herself. Not only is she a personality, but she's a businesswoman. She started her own, sparkling wine, in MCC. In SA, and she actually took, the young people that attended that room, her journey in terms of that, her entrepreneur journey, that you fail and you get up and you fail and you get up. And I think that for us was really inspiring, because as much as she's up there, a lot of young people can actually resonate with her journey, resonate with whatever challenges she's faced. But beyond that, there has been really phenomenal, young people. We had Octavius Pukube. He is a 200 young alumni, and he is executive director of Mr. Price Foundation.
Wow.
So we had, Nick Raymer. He is a founder of an app. We had amazing people that were actually part of, the journey. If you go on our social media, you'll be able to see the posters. You'll be able to read about the profile of the speakers that we had. We've got highlights of some of the people that we actually did, feature on there. Some were 200 young alumni, some went. But I think because of the beauty of this project, a lot of people just want to jump in. And, what we try to do is we try to connect them. So if you're a young person that actually attended the conference, or you're 200 young, if you say, Mail and Guardian, please link me up to this person, we will do our best to link you up in terms of mentorship or finding information. However, like we said, we don't provide jobs. We don't provide funding, but we have a big voice and a good platform that we can be able to assist in facilitating these matches.
Thank you so much for making that clarity, because more often than not, it's easy for people to mix up what the platforms are for and what opportunities are available on those platforms. There's somebody here, Untaganipo, Innocentia, who says, I didn't know about it. Otherwise, I would have made it. Hey, Untaganipo, that's up to the team. But I know that the applications usually open later on in the year into the next year. Are you able to tell us when the applications for 200 Young South Africans 2025 are going to open?
Yes. So we do the call for nomination in December
Okay.
of the previous year. So for this year, for 2025, we'll open up the call for nomination in December
Okay.
2024. And we open it up for close to like 3 months, 2.5 months. So there's ample time, for young people to actually you can nominate yourself, or somebody else can actually nominate you. We actually encourage people to nominate the next person, and I think that's actually it makes it really, really exciting, because most people that actually make it to the list, they actually didn't even nominate themselves. They just hear a call that, look, you were shortlisted for 200 Young. They don't know. So I think, we encourage, nominate your friends, nominate, people that you work with. If you recognize their work, instead of just, saying you're doing a great job. Companies nominate young people, organizations nominate young people. So we open up the call for nomination for 2.5 months. You must go to our social media. We post it on our social media,
Yes.
on the Mainland Guardian website. We do a newsletter, and we send actually a press releases to most of the radio stations and some of our media partners as well. And then we received, I think this year we received over 4,000 entries. So you can imagine how popular this project is, and how eager young people actually want to be part of the list, just to make a change, and which is really beautiful to watch. So we do the call for nomination. The criteria is that you've got to be 18 to 35.
Okay.
So if you are turning 35 in 2025, you will still be eligible for it. But unfortunately, if you are turning 35 after, on that 36 on that year or over, unfortunately you won't be able to. You've got to be a South African citizen. And obviously you have to tell your story, or someone has to tell your story about what amazing work you could do. It doesn't necessarily have to be an inventor, entrepreneurship, or anything. It could be in corporate. You are a change maker in corporate. You are a trailblazer in corporate. You could be a doctor. We've had doctors that have been, we've got lawyers, that are working in corporate, that are working in government. What about 17 categories? And, it ranges from governance to business and financial services. So the list is really endless. So there is a space for every single young individual in every field that you are in. And you send the entries to us. Our editorial team, they sit rigorously going through all those 4,000 applications, just to select the 200 young people that have entered that year and they've made phenomenal things. So I really, for us, it's a passion project. It's a beautiful project to actually be a part of, and to recognize those young people. So we encourage everybody to apply for this, because it's such a phenomenal thing. It opens up so many doors for young people.
And Innocentia, if I may, it's also a perfect opportunity to clean up. I mean, I was looking at some of the winners from this weekend that attended the youth summit, and I thought, okay, guys, in Tungisile, clearly you got the memo. It's absolutely amazing to see, young people show up in their very best to honor the invite and the recognition that the Mainland Guardian and many others that, believe in them, that have nominated them, put on them. But Innocentia, that's all that we have time for this morning. Thank you so much for making the time to speak to us, and may you and the rest of the Mainland Guardian team continue to do the amazing work that you do. Truly, in the spirit of Tata, this is what he fought for. This is it. We truly appreciate you. Do enjoy the rest of your Tuesday.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye.
This is Hope Alive Radio, shaping minds for a better future.
And that was Innocentia Kunene, the head of marketing and communications at the Mail and Guardian, talking to us about the 200 young South Africans that have won this year. And of course, it is a project that has been going on for 19 years. Entries will open in December, so do keep an eye out on their social media platforms so that you know when to nominate yourself, or even when to nominate someone.